Tired of loans chaining you to debt hell, killing your dreams? In this audiobook world masterclass, grab the exact blueprint to flip loans into wealth rockets. Borrow smart, grow fast. Discover 3 game changers: the mindset shift that turns debt into fuel, leverage secrets to 10x your assets, and exit strategies for debt-free freedom. Hit subscribe now, smash the bell, and use chapter timestamps to jump in. 12 chapters of pure transformation await. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast canyon, wind whipping your face, the ground crumbling beneath your feet. One wrong step, and you plummet into debt's abyss. Endless payments, stress choking your dreams. But what if I told you that very same edge holds a hidden door, a ladder, forged from smart borrowing, that catapults you to peaks you never imagined? Loans aren't chains, they're wings when you wield them right. Right now, in this moment, you're about to unlock that door. Lean in. Listen close. Your financial freedom starts here, with the first borrow that builds empires instead of graves. Chapter 1. The Borrower's Awakening. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You're standing alone on a jagged cliff at dawn, the first light piercing a sky bruised with storm clouds. Below you stretches an endless chasm, dark and unforgiving, where so many have tumbled, lives crushed under the weight of borrowed money that turned into iron shackles. Your heart pounds as the wind howls, whispering doubts that echo your deepest fears. Debt will bury you. Loans are poison, turn back now. But then, something shifts. A faint glow emerges from the rock face right beside you, a hidden crevice pulsing with warm light. You reach out, and it opens, revealing not destruction, but a spiral staircase ascending into golden heights. This is your awakening, right here, right now, as my words wrap around you like a trusted voice in the night. You're stepping through that crevice. Loans aren't your enemy. They're the forge where ordinary souls craft unbreakable destinies. Feel that spark ignite within you. That's the first flame of the borrower's fire, and it's yours to command. Imagine a man named Elias, a quiet carpenter in a forgotten mill town, his hands calloused from years of scraping by. One winter evening, bills piled like snowdrifts on his kitchen table. He stared at a bank letter, offering a modest loan. His gut twisted. Memories of his father's bankruptcy haunted him, a man broken by credit cards that devoured his pride. Elias almost tore it up, but in that raw moment of despair, something ancient stirred inside him. He saw the loan not as a trap, but as a mirror, reflecting his own untapped power. What if, he wondered, this wasn't about owing money? What if it was about owning his future? He took the loan, not for survival, but for creation, buying tools to build custom furniture that whispered stories of endurance. Within a year, his workshop hummed with orders, the loan repaid twice over in profit and peace. Elias didn't just borrow dollars, he borrowed courage. And you, listening now, carry that same potential. It's not about the money. It's about the man or woman you become when you choose to wield it. This chapter, Your Foundation, plants the seed of truth. The borrower's mindset isn't borrowed, it's reborn. Debt has been demonized, painted as a villain in every cautionary tale. But that's a lie whispered by those too afraid to rise. True power lies in reframing. See every loan as a sacred pact with possibility, a temporary bridge you build across the chasm of limitation. Feel the weight of that shift. It's heavy at first, like shedding soaked clothes after a storm, but liberating beyond words. You're no longer the victim swept by currents. You're the architect channeling the river to carve canyons of wealth. Let that truth settle deep in your chest, where doubts once nested. Here, they think of the eagle soaring effortlessly on winds. It doesn't fight, it rides them. Loans are your thermals, invisible forces amplifying your lift. But without the right eyes, you see only turbulence. I remember Lena, a nurse in a bustling city, her shifts endless, dreams of opening a healing center fading like morning mist. Credit card debt from medical school loomed like a shadow, APRs biting deeper each month. One night, exhausted, she journaled, "What if this debt is my teacher?" That question cracked her open. She began viewing her student loans as an investment in her gift, healing hands that would one day serve hundreds. She negotiated rates, paid strategically, and used the pressure to fuel night classes in business. Today, her center thrives. Debt a distant memory, replaced by gratitude for the grind that forged her resilience. Lena's story isn't rare, it's the blueprint. Your pain points, the late-night worries, the what-ifs. They're not punishments, they're invitations to awaken. Awakening demands honesty. Ask yourself, have you treated loans like forbidden fruit, hiding from them in cash-only fear? Or worse, grasped them recklessly, letting them define you? Pause here, breathe in the quiet power of this moment. The borrower's mindset thrives on ownership. You own your choices before the ink dries. Visualize it, each loan application, as a declaration. I claim this energy to multiply. Emotional alchemy, turning leaden fear into golden opportunity. No more trembling at interest statements. Instead, a quiet thrill, knowing you're directing forces larger than yourself. This isn't blind optimism, it's calculated sovereignty. Feel your shoulders straighten? That's your spirit aligning. Let me paint a deeper layer. In the quiet villages of ancient traders, borrowing grain for seed wasn't shame, it was wisdom. They understood cycles, plant borrowed abundance, harvest tenfold, repay with surplus. Modern life forgot this rhythm, seduced by consumerism's siren song. But you're remembering. Envision your life as that fertile field. Drought comes, bills, setbacks, but you borrow the well-digger's tool, not to quench thirst, but to irrigate dreams. Emotional resonance builds here. Joy in provision, peace in purpose. A young entrepreneur, Marco, faced factory closure. Rather than despair, he borrowed for a solar-powered workshop. Skeptics scoffed, but his panels generated power and profit, lighting paths for others. Marco's awakening, debt as destiny's accelerator. Yours awaits the same. Delve further into the heart of it. This mindset blooms from self-trust, a flame kindled by past victories, no matter how small. Recall a time you stretched beyond comfort, a bold conversation, a risky step, and emerged stronger. Loans demand that muscle, they're mirrors, magnifying your inner resolve. Without this shift, you're adrift, reacting to rates and terms like a leaf in the gale. With it, you're the storm's navigator. Let gratitude seep in for the lessons debt teaches. Discipline sharpens your edge. Patience weaves your net. Picture Javier, immigrant father, borrowing for English classes. Each payment stung, but words unlocked worlds. Promotions, stability, his daughter's college fund. Debt didn't break me, he said. It built me. Echo that in your soul. Now, nurture this foundation with daily ritual, morning affirmation. I borrow to build empires, not burdens. Evening reflection. What did today's choices teach my borrower's heart? These aren't words, they're weapons forging neural pathways of power. Feel the transformation ripple from scarcity's grip to abundance's embrace. This chapter isn't theory, it's your ignition. Thousands have stood where you are, trembling on the cliff, only to ascend staircases of their own making. You're joining them, not as follower, but forerunner. Yet awakening stirs questions that ache for answers. How do you spot the loans that truly serve, the ones that don't ensnare like hidden vines? What separates the bridge from the bog? Hold that curiosity. It's the compass pointing forward. You've taken the first step, felt the crevices glow warm your skin. Satisfaction washes over you, mingled with a quiet hunger for more. The chasm recedes. Staircase beckons. In the next chapter, we descend into the shadows, decoding the debt traps that claim the unwary. Arm yourself with sight, and no web will hold you. Your journey deepens now. Listen close. Chapter 2. Shadows of the Debt Trap. Feel the chill of damp silk against your skin as you stumble into a forest at midnight. Moonlight slicing through branches to reveal glistening webs stretched between ancient trees. One careless step, and threads snag your ankles, pulling you down into sticky darkness where unseen forces tighten their grip. Your pulse races, panic surges as you realize this isn't mere accident, it's a predator's patient design, woven to ensnare the blind. This is the debt trap. Listener, alive and hungry in the shadows of modern life. But you're not tumbling blindly. Right now, my voice cuts through the gloom like a lantern's beam, illuminating every filament before it touches you. Breathe deep. We're decoding these snares together, turning invisible peril into visible power. The trap loses its terror when you see its strands, and your eyes sharpen with every word. Picture the debt trap, not as chaos, but as a masterful illusion. Threads spun from deception, impatience, and hidden hungers. Lenders lurk like weavers, crafting loans that promise quick light, but deliver endless night. The core truth here burns clear. Awareness is your blade. Without it you sign away sovereignty. With it you walk free, choosing only the paths that serve. This chapter arms you with sight, discernment that pierces glamour, revealing the venom beneath sweet offers. Feel that clarity dawn. It's the second flame of your borrower's fire, flickering brighter against the dark. Meet Clara, a vibrant teacher whose laughter once filled classrooms, now silenced by a lifesaver loan from a corner payday shop. It started innocently. A car repair after a fender bender, $500 seemed harmless. But the web closed fast, 400% annual interest masked as fees, payments ballooning to devour her salary. She clawed for air, refinancing into deeper pits. Her dreams of travel and family suffocating under notices stamped final. Clara's unraveling haunts me still, not because she fell, but because the signs screamed from the start. Sky-high APRs over 36%, no clear repayment path, pressure to sign on the spot. She ignored the chill, lured by urgency. Her story whispers to you traps thrive on haste. Pause, probe, or pay eternally. Delve into the weave. First strand, the balloon payment mirage, where low monthly drips hide a monstrous lump at the end, exploding like a hidden fault line. Borrowers celebrate affordability until the quake hits. Credit shattered, assets seized. I watch Tomas, a mechanic, chase this ghost. A no-money-down equipment loan with whispers of easy flips. 6 months in, the balloon loomed $30,000, his garage silent, repo men circling. Lesson etched in his regret. Demand full amortization schedules up front. See every dollar's journey mapped. Or step back. Emotional wisdom grows here. Trust your unease like a dog's low growl. Second strand gleams with variable rate venom, rates that slumber low then surge with market moods, turning predictable bridges into raging rapids. Recall Nadia, artist turned studio owner, seduced by a teaser rate of 2%. Inflation stirred, her payments doubled, creativity drowned in spreadsheets. She fought, but the trap held firm. Your shield, fixed rates locked for the horizon. or caps on climbs if variable calls. Reflect. Stability isn't boring, it's the soil where visions root deep. Feel the ground steady beneath you now. Third strand hides in prepayment penalties, invisible chains forbidding early escape. You spot opportunity to pay off early, windfall promotion, but fines claw back your gain. Diego learned harshly, borrowing for a food cart empire. Business boomed. He rushed to close the loan, only to bleed 5% in loyalty fees. Empire stalled. Arm yourself, scour contracts for these thorns. Negotiate them out, or choose lenders who celebrate your speed. This insight stirs power. Loans bend when you dictate terms. Now envision the master trap, the refinance roulette, where one bad loan births endless offspring, each hungrier. Lenders dangle consolidation like bait, rolling debts into bigger beasts with fresh fees. Sophia spun this wheel, credit cards to personal loan, then home equity, each fix digging deeper. Her home slipped away. Break the cycle, calculate total cost before ink meets paper. Use free online calculators, project 5 years out. If lifetime interest exceeds your goal's value, this math isn't cold, it's your heartbeat measured against the noose. Layer in emotional traps, subtler snares, impulse whispers during life's storms, job loss, illness, urging quick fixes from unregulated apps. They feast on vulnerability, reporting late to obscure bureaus, staining your score unseen, or emotional bait. Rewards loans with cashback illusions, masking 20% drags. Real freedom blooms from restraint. Journal your why before applying. Is this creation or consumption? Creation cuts webs. Consumption weaves them tighter. Ancient mariners read stars to dodge reefs. You read terms to navigate finance's seas. Practice this daily. Review one statement, question one clause. Build the habit, and traps dissolve like mist at dawn. Consider the widow Mira, inheriting a house but no wisdom. A reverse mortgage solicitor prayed, promising ease but stripping equity. She rallied, consulted a fiduciary advisor, walked away unscathed. Community is your sextant. Seek neutral eyes before signing. Feel the liberation swell? Decoding demands vigilance, but rewards sovereignty. Traps prey on the sleeping, you awaken sharper. Thousands escape yearly, not by luck, but by sight honed like yours now. This chapter stands complete, a lantern handed to you, shadows retreating, yet deeper waters call. You've glimpsed good from ruinous, but what truly divides life-giving debt from soul thieves? What makes one loan a ladder, another a noose? That distinction awaits, pulling you forward with promise. In Chapter 3, we part the veil between good debt and its deadly twin. Your vision clears further. Step with me. Chapter 3, The Fork in the River. Stand with me at the river's fork, where crystal waters split under a blazing sun, one path rushing toward sunlit meadows, bursting with life, the other churning into murky whirlpools that swallow light whole. Your boat bobs gently, oar in hand, heart thundering with the weight of choice. Lean too far left, and abundance flows, carrying you to harvests beyond dreaming. Drift right, and eddies drag you under, dreams dissolving in endless struggle. This is no fable, it's your financial crossroads. Listener, alive in every loan offer before you. Feel the current tug. My words steady your grip right now, revealing which stream serves your soul. Good debt nourishes, bad debt devours. Choose wisely, and rivers become roads to riches. The fork demands your gaze. Let's part the waters together. At this juncture lies the chapter's beating heart. Discernment between debt that elevates and debt that erodes. Good debt flows like a mountain spring, irrigating fields that yield tenfold, borrowed capital poured into ventures or assets that generate wealth exceeding the cost. Bad debt, a poisoned tributary, funding fleeting pleasures that evaporate, leaving you parched and owing. This truth isn't abstract, it's your liberation key. Embrace it and loans transform from gamble to gospel. Feel the fork's clarity sharpen your vision. You're not adrift anymore. You steer with ancient wisdom reborn in modern markets. Envision good debt as the ancient olive tree, roots drinking borrowed rain to bear fruit for generations, a mortgage on a multifamily home. Tenants' rents cascade in, covering payments while equity swells like ripening olives, or student debt for nursing certification, skills that command salaries, surging past repayment, healing hands funded by future gratitude. I knew Ramon, a factory hand with fire in his belly. He borrowed modestly for truck driving school, payments a whisper against hauls paying 5 times over. Today, his rigs roar across highways, college funds blooming for his sons. Good debt whispers, invest in what multiplies, test it. Will this loan birth income streams outpacing interest? Yes? Step forward. No? Turn away. Ramon's river carried him home prosperous. Contrast the bad debt bog, where consumer loans sink like stones in quicksand. Credit for gadgets, vacations, wardrobes that fade before the first payment clears. That flat-screen TV financed at 18%. Its glow dims as interest eclipses joy, chaining you to work you loathe. Picture young Aria, dazzled by mall sparkle, charging designer bags on revolving credit. Monthly minimums lured her deeper, balances snowballing into $20,000 deficits. Sparkle turned to shame. She juggled jobs, joy leached away. Bad debt preys on impulse, promising happiness in boxes, but delivering hollow ache. Her wake-up came hard. Sell the bags, pay cash for needs. Lesson etches deep, fund creation, not consumption. Feel Aria's regret, fuel your resolve. Delve deeper into the river's poetry. Good debt rides appreciation waves. Borrow for rental property in rising neighborhoods, values climbing as payments build ownership. Bad debt rides depreciation, car loans for luxury rides that plummet 20% yearly, upside-down equity trapping you. Theo borrowed for a vintage muscle car, investment, he called it. Engine purred, but market soured. He owed more than worth, flipping burgers to cover notes. Good debt partners with time. Bad debt battles it. Reflect, does your borrow align with growth curves or decay? This mirror reveals truth. Polish it daily, layer in the emotional currents. Good debt stirs purpose, a quiet thrill, knowing you're architecting legacy. Borrowing for a bakery fueled by family recipes. Dough rises alongside destiny. Bad debt breeds anxiety. Midnight sweats over statements. Freedom's thief. Recall Elena, single mom eyeing a salon loan. Skeptics warned risky, but her hands itched to style dreams alive. Clients flocked, loan self-paid in 18 months. Confidence soaring. Bad debt, her sister's cruise card, memories salty with regret. Purpose tests the fork. Does this debt light your inner fire or douse it? Yours burns brighter now. Navigate subtler forks. Business equipment loans qualify as good if machines crank revenue rockets, printers for graphic design, empires, looms for artisan textiles, but personal loans for side hustles without plans. Murky middle, often bad. Calculate return on investment. Ruthlessly. Projected earnings minus all costs, divided by outlay, over 15% annually. Green light. Below, red. Javier's solar farm loan hit 25% ROI through energy sales and grants. Fields once barren, now gold. His river flowed sweet. Chase numbers like that. Wisdom from elders echoes. In feudal rice paddies, lords lent seed to serfs, expecting sharecrop bounty. Symbiosis, not servitude. Modern echo. Peer-to-peer loans for scalable apps. Returns compounding as users multiply. Bad counterpart. Payday cycles for rent gaps. Fees feasting on fragility. Build your compass. List 3 future cash flows per loan idea. Silent? Shun it. Vocal? Embrace. Feel sovereignty swell. You're the river master now. Ritualize the fork. Weekly. Map 1 potential borrow. Good or bad. Journal the why. Sleep on it. Revisit with fresh eyes. This habit carves discernment deep, like riverbed grooves guiding floods to fertility. Thousands stand at forks yearly. Victors choose life-giving streams, legacies rippling outward. Satisfaction roots here. You've mapped the divide, oar firm in hand, yet the river quickens. How do you harness good debt's full torrent, turning streams into slingshots for soaring heights? That power beckons. In Chapter 4, we unleash leverage, the force multiplying your every stroke. The waters rise, flow with me. Chapter 4. The slingshot of leverage. Grip the worn leather of a shepherd's slingshot, smooth stone nestled in its pouch, as you face a towering giant across a valley scarred by battle. Armies cower, but your heart surges, not with fear but fierce certainty. One precise whirl, one release, and the impossible falls. That stone, borrowed force, amplified 1,000-fold by humble hands. This is leverage. Listener, humming alive in your grasp right now. Loans aren't mere sums, they're your slingshot, hurling small stakes against mountains of opportunity. Feel the tension build in the cord. My voice releases it with you. Watch wealth giants topple. Your ascent begins. The valley yields. Here pulses the chapter's core. Leverage transmutes your limited capital into control of vast assets, borrowing other people's money, OPM to multiply returns beyond solo reach. It's the alchemist's fire, turning modest down payments into empires. Banks hold oceans of idle gold. You direct the tide. This isn't greed. It's genius. The quiet force behind every fortune. Embrace it, and scarcity shatters. Feel the power coil within. You're no longer earthbound. Leverage launches you skyward. Witness leverage breathe in real lives. Sophia, barista with $15,000 saved, eyed a $150,000 duplex in her hometown's upswing. Solo, unreachable. But a 10% down mortgage, her slingshot, unlocked it. Tenants' rents gushed $2,000 monthly, blanketing the loan while equity bloomed $20,000 yearly from appreciation. 5 years on, she sold 1 unit, debt-free, pocketed $200,000, bought 3 more. Sophia didn't earn more, she leveraged smarter. Her stone-felled financial limits. Yours awaits the same arc. Deepen the vision. Leverage thrives on other people's time, too. OPT. Borrow for a laundromat, hire attendants, machines churn coins while you dream bigger, or franchise a smoothie bar, owner's time minimal as staff blends profits. Real echo. Marcus poured $25,000 leveraged into coffee carts. Operators ran daily. He scaled to 12 locations, passive rivers of revenue. Calculate it. Your 20% seeds, 100% harvest. Banks fund the soil, you reap the crop. Emotional surge here. Freedom tastes like delegation's dawn. Layer the mechanics with soul. Start micro, home equity line on your paid-off house for business inventory, tools that sell thrice cost. Returns cascade, line repaid swiftly. I saw Lena leverage $40,000 HALAC for e-commerce stock jewelry flying online. 6 months. Profits cleared it. Leftovers seeded ads exploding sales tenfold. Leverage whispers, scalability, small wins fund giant swings. But anchor in wisdom, only leverage what you understand. Like a slingshot calibrated by hand. Feel the spiritual hum. Leverage mirrors nature's design. Acorns borrow soil's nutrients to birth oaks, shading forests. Humans echo it. Renaissance merchants leveraged ships loans for spice trades, birthing dynasties. Modern keen borrow for digital courses, your voice reaching millions while platforms host. Tara did $10,000 loan scripted wellness audios. Sales autopilot. Loan vanished in 4 months. Legacy rippling. Purpose infuses leverage. Without it, it's hollow velocity. Risk tempers the thrill. Over-leverage snaps cords like brittle reed. Never exceed 4x your liquid reserves. Stress test scenarios where rents dip 30%. Markets hiccup. Victor ignored this. Piling property loan sans cushion. Downturn struck, he juggled foreclosures. Lessons carved in loss, you're right. Paper trade first model deals on spreadsheets. Live the math. If sleep comes easy, pull emotional intelligence guards here. Excitement bows to prudence. Ritualize mastery. Monthly, Scout 1 leverage play. Duplex, equipment, journal projections worst. Likely best cases. Sleep thrice on it, intuition speaks clearest. Rested. Networks amplify, join investor circles, absorb war stories. Feel community lift your arm, leverage solos falter, tribes topple titans. Thousands whirl slingshots now, valleys emptying of giants. Sophia's duplexes, Marcus's carts. They're your kin. Proving small stones suffice. This chapter arms you complete, cord taut, stone true. Yet the slingshot sharpens with finer craft. What tames interest's wild toll, turning it from drag to dart? That blade awaits, honed for your hand. In Chapter 5 we master rates, the secret velocity propelling your flight. The wind rises. Release. With me. Chapter 5. Taming the interest beast. Picture a wild stallion thundering across vast plains, mane whipping like flames, power raw and untamed, beautiful but deadly if you mount without reins. One buck, and you're thrown into dust. Master the bridle, and it carries you to horizons undreamed. This is interest. Listener, the beast at every loan's heart, charging ahead with your borrowed gold. Feel its hot breath on your neck right now. My voice hands you the leather straps. Grip tight. Direct its fury. Rates aren't fate's whip. They're your chariot's speed, harnessed to outrun the wind. The beast kneels when you command. Your ride transforms. Let's break it now. This chapter's fire burns at the forge of rates. Interest is the silent tax on borrowed time, but mastery turns toll into tailwind. Shop, negotiate, time, and refinance. These blades slice its claws, slashing costs that compound to fortunes saved or lost. Low rates fuel leverage's blaze, high ones smother it. Emotional truth anchors here. Peace flows when payments serve dreams, not devour them. Feel the bridle firm in your fist. You're no rider throne, you're the herd's sovereign. Enter the arena of comparison, where beasts reveal true stripes. Banks parade stallions at 7%. Credit unions offer 4% thoroughbreds. Online lenders mix Mustangs at 5%. Shop 3 quotes minimum. Pit them like gladiators. Recall Paulo, contractor eyeing equipment loan. Big bank barked 8.5%. He circled unions, landed 3.75% at a local co-op. That 4.75% gap $22,000 saved over 5 years, blades and saws humming longer. Paulo didn't beg. He walked, offers trailing. Your tactic: pre-qualify silently online, leverage competing bids like a bazaar trader, emotional rush builds, power tastes like choices multiplying. Negotiation rears next, the art of staring down the beast's blaze. Loyalty? Your spurs. I've banked here 10 years, voice steady. Long-term customer? 0.5% drop. Excellent credit. Another quarter. Sophia refinanced her business line, armed with quotes, "Match this 4%, or I ride elsewhere." They bent to 3.8%, $18,000 yearly freed for hires. Practice the script in mirror. Calm eyes, firm tone. Lenders feast on fear. Starve them with steel. Feel resolve harden. This isn't confrontation, it's coronation. Timing crowns the tamers. Rates cycle like seasons. Fed, whispers, hike winds. Dips, summon buyers. Lock lows, pre-storm. Monitor 10-year treasury yields. When they dip below 3%, pounce. Theo timed his mortgage refi as inflation cooled, snaring 2.9%. 20 years payments halved. Freedom's gate swung wide. Tools sharpen you. Apps track trends. Alerts, ping drops. Ancient sailors read tides. You read yield curves. Intuition whispers here. Act when belly says now. Doubt dissolves in action. Refinancing rides recurrent. Cash out when equity swells. Rate drop refis when markets gift. But beware churn fees. Calculate break-even closing costs divided by monthly savings. Under 24 months. Hold rain. Nearers ALIC at 6%, screamed refi at 3.5%. $400 monthly savings. Paid costs in 14 months. Expansion funded free. All wisdom. Gratitude for rates fallen. Like harvest after drought. Layer, defensive arts. Fixed versus adjustable. Fixed for predictability's peace. AUMs for short haul gambles with cap shields. Hybrids blend 5-1 arm locks 5 years. Then floats capped. Diego chose 7-1 for flip house. Sold pre-adjust. Pocketed rate piece. Buy downs prepay points for instant drops. 1 point buys 0.25% off. Break-even math your guide. Feel arsenal grow. Each tool a rein, beast bowing lower. Spiritual echo resonates. Interest mirrors life's rents. Time, borrowed from eternity. Pay wisely. Compound blessings. Nomadic herders bargained graze fees seasonally. You bargain rates cyclically. Ritualize quarterly rate scans. One negotiation yearly. Journal wins. $1,000 saved becomes fire for next mount. Real Tale seals it. Lena, artist, collective founder, tamed 9% startup loan to 4.25% via union switch and timing. Savings birthed scholarships. Community bloomed. Her beast pulled the cart. Yours yearns the same. Thousands re-in wild rates daily. Plains conquered. Fulfillment routes. You've bridled the core beast. Ride steady, yet the stable holds more. Your credit score. The golden key unlocking finest steeds. What forges that lockpick supreme? In Chapter 6 we craft scores that command elite terms. The herd thunders on. Mount with me. Chapter 6. Forging the golden key. Envision a massive iron gate, barring a sun-drenched citadel, treasures gleaming beyond its bars, guarded by locks that yield only to one flawless key, forged in fire, tempered in patience, etched with your life's purest metal. You stand before it, palms sweating on the handle, knowing one twist opens vaults of elite loans, prime rates, boundless opportunity. This gate isn't myth, it's your credit score, listener shimmering alive right now under scrutiny's gaze. Feel the key's weight form in your hand. My voice guides the hammer strike true, and gates swing wide. No more barred paths. Your sovereignty unlocks realms others dream. Forge it now, the citadel calls. At this forge burns the chapter's essence. Your credit score is the golden key. A 3-digit sentinel dictating lone realms. Low scores summon high-rate dragons. High ones usher velvet terms. Above 760. Kingdom's best steeds at 3%. Below 620. Barred or bled dry. This isn't judgment, it's justice rewarding discipline with dominion. Build it ruthlessly, and lenders kneel. Emotional anchor drops here. Pride swells when scores soar. Shame fades like hammered slag. Feel the metal glow. Your smith, not supplicant. Payment history claims 35% of the forge, your sacred rhythm. Miss once, and embers cool. Perfect cadence fans. Flames to 800. Automate transfers day earlier than due. Grace periods tempt fate. Recall Isabella, barista mom score locked at 580. Auto pays shattered by overlooked fees. 90 days late scorched her to 500. Eviction loomed. She rallied, called issuers, hardship plans, on-time rebuild. 2 years, 740 unlocked apartment dream. Lesson pulses. History isn't past, it's prophecy. Yours rewrites daily. Honor it. Utilization carves 30% credits breath, not to exceed 30% used. Maxed cards choke the key like bellows clogged. Diego juggled 90% ratios, score gasping 610 despite incomes. He paid balances pre-statement dates. Illusion of low use, 6 month. Utilization 12%. Score vaulted 710. Mortgage at 4%, not 7%. Tactic. Request limits hikes, SAN inquiries. Spread spends. Emotional truth. Space breathes freedom. Fullness suffocates. Feel lungs expand. Length seasons 15%. Age your keys wisdom lines. 0 new accounts. Nurture ancients. Close fresh ones. Shorten history dull edge. Elena, score 650 resisted churn kept student cards open post-grad. Light use. 10 years later, average age 12 years boosted to newbies pay more, veterans command discounts. Reflect patience forges patina. Priceless. Mixed tempers 10%, diverse lines prove mastery. Cards installment, retail balanced. All cards, volatility. Mortgages, solo, rigidity. Theo blended post-divorce, auto loan. 2 cards, store line score climbed 95 points to 75. Inquiries nick 10%, hard pulls scar temporary. Soft prequels first. Space, big asks, 6 month. Mira shopped mortgages 5 lenders. 5 dings drop 20 points. Lesson, plan pulls like surgery. Disputes polish, 10% errors riddle reports like flaws in ore. Annual freezes reveal ghosts. Wrong accounts, ID theft. Dispute online, certified mail proof. Javier found $12,000 phantom debt, identity slip. 60 days, erased, score leaped 100 free weekly pulls via law. Vigilance your anvil. Spiritual forge echoes. Credit mirrors character, promises, kept compound trust. Medieval guilds scored apprentices on reliability. Banks echo it. Ritualize weekly pull report. Utilization check. Payment affirm. Journal climbs. From 600 to 600 discipline dawns. Apps track FICO journeys milestone celebrated. Real forge fire. Sophia, immigrant scoreless. Built from zero. Secured card, $300. Paid 80% monthly. Year 1, 680 unsecured line. Year 2, 720 auto loan. Now 80, 10. leverages millions. Her key opened America, yours shaped similar, thousands hammer now, citadels conquered, Isabella's home, Diego's house, proof in metal. This chapter completes your forge. Key gleaming true, yet vaults hold finer chambers. How do you wield this key on assets that bloom eternal, not wilt? That garden awaits. In Chapter 7, we plant strategic seeds, borrows, birthing forests. The gates part further. Enter with me. Chapter 7, Seeds of Eternal Assets. Kneel with me in rich, loamy earth. At twilight, fingers sinking into cool soil, as you press a single seed, small, unremarkable, into its embrace. Above, storm clouds gather, promising rain borrowed from distant skies, not yours to summon alone. Days blur, that seed cracks open, tendrils questing deep, shoots piercing toward sun. Seasons turn. What began humble swells into a mighty oak, branches heavy with acorns feeding generations, roots anchoring against tempests. This is strategic borrowing, listener, alive in your hands right now. Loans aren't spendthrift whims, they're rain for assets that root eternal, outliving the debt that birthed them. Feel the soil yield. My voice waters the truth. Plant wisely, and forests rise where barrenness reigned. Your harvest dawns. This chapter roots deep in purpose. Borrow exclusively for assets, properties, ventures, tools that appreciate, generate, endure. Consumer trinkets wither. True assets compound, repaying loans through yields exceeding costs, birthing surplus. It's nature's covenant. Invest in growth, and abundance cascades. Emotional soil enriches here. Legacy stirs when dollars sow futures, not fleeting fires. Feel roots grip your resolve. Your planter, not passerby. Fields await your seed. Picture assets as living symphonies. Real estate leads, multi-unit rentals where tenants' gold streams cover mortgages, values climbing on neighborhood tides. Sophia seeded $50,000 down on a triplex, rents netted $1,800 monthly post-expenses, loan self-liquidating in 8 years, while equity doubled to $300,000. She didn't toil, tenants did. Her seed multiplying, or commercial plots. Borrow for strip mall pads leased to stable chains, foot traffic funds, perpetuity. Ramon's $200,000 loan bought a salon suite. Stylist scissors paid it off. Asset now deeded free. Test. Net operating income minus debt service positive by 20%. Business assets him next. Equipment forging revenue. Rivers. Bakery ovens. Borrowed at $30,000. Dough rising literally and figuratively. Sales tripling costs in months. Lena's print press loan birth, custom invites, empire machines, churned weddings, while she slept, calculate depreciation shields too. Assets lose book value tax-free, cash flows intact, emotional bloom, pride in creation's hymn, knowing your borrow fuels hand-shaping lives. Marco's food truck fleet, $100,000 leveraged, wheeled parks to profits. Trucks depreciated, business soared. Intellectual seeds, intrigue. Borrow for course platforms. Your wisdom digitized eternal. Tara seeded $15,000 for recording gear and hosting online wellness series sold passively, loan repaid in 6 months. Residuals evergreen, patents shine. Fund prototype development, license inventions drawing royalties. Javier's eco-filter design, $40,000 borrowed, now graces factories worldwide. Checks compound quarterly, spiritual whisper. Knowledge assets, echo soul's immortality. Borrowed funds awakening gifts dormant. Vehicles via strategic only if fleets haul revenue. Delivery vans for e-com booms, not joyrides. Theo's 6-truck loan serviced Amazon routes. Mileage deductions/taxes. Resale topped principal. Boats, fishing charters only. Catches covering slips. Farms echo ancients. Borrow for livestock herds. Milk and meat repaying loans. Land appreciating. Mira's goat dairy scaled from $25,000 seed. Cheese markets bloomed. Sustainability rooted deep. Map every plant meticulously. Pro forma spreads. Year 1 cash flow projections. Vacancy buffers 10%. Cap rates above 8%. Stress rent drops 25%. Still positive. So's Elena's laundromat model survived pandemics on spreadsheet trials. Machines spun silver through lockdowns. Emotional right. Walk the asset pre-purchase. Feel its pulse. Vending machines whirring. Apartments lit warm. Intuition confirms numbers. Ritualize planting seasons. Quarterly asset hunts. Zillow rentals yielding 12% plus. Biz Buy Sell Ventures cash flowing day 1. Journal 3 potentials weekly. Why this seed? Networks till soil. REA meetings unearth deals unseen. Thousands plant now. Sophia's triplexes, Tara's series forests. Shading their children's children. Fulfillment grounds you seeds buried true. Sprouts whispering promise. Yet solitary oaks limit shade. How multiply groves through layered rains, stacking loans into unbreakable canopies. In Chapter 8, we master stacking, the art building fortresses from strategic rains, roots entwined deeper. Plant with me. Chapter 8, the art of loan stacking. Watch master masons at dawn on a windswept hill, laying first stones of a fortress. Mortar binding granite, each layer rising higher, walls thickening against siege. One stone falls short, the tower crumbles, but harmony aligns them. Foundation mortgage anchors deep. Helag ladders, agile support, business line crowns battlements. Storms rage, the keep endures, archers safe within. This is loan stacking. Listener, rising brick by borrowed brick right now in your vision. Lone solo waver, stacked, they forge impregnable realms. Feel the mortar set under your hands. My voice aligns the courses. Build true and empires weather any gale. Your fortress calls, lay the first stone. Here rises the chapter's pinnacle. Stacking weaves multiple loans into symbiotic structures, each serving distinct purpose without overlap, minimizing risk while maximizing reach. Mortgage plants roots, HELOC taps equity veins, lines fuel operations, cascading cash flows from assets repay all. It's architecture of abundance, not overbuild. Emotional fortress forms, security wraps like thick walls, fear's arrows glancing harmless. Feel ramparts rise. Your builder, not beggar, horizons expand. Begin with bedrock. Primary mortgage on income property, tenants forging payments. Layer 8 lakh atop growing equity. Draw for repairs boosting rents 15%. Elena stacked thus. $300,000 duplex mortgage at 3.8%. Rents covering PT. Year 3. $80,000 equity birthed $60,000 8 lakh at prime plus 1%. She renovated units. Rents jumped $600 monthly. 8 lakh self-paid equity doubled. No cash outlay. Assets amplified assets. Sequence sacred. Secure fixed foundation first. Flexible layers atop. Commercial stacking elevates. SBA 7. A for acquisition. Equipment line for machines, working capital revolver for inventory. Ramon stacked $500,000 SBA on car wash, stable cash flow locked 25-year term, layered $100,000 equip loan for pumps, $50,000 line for soaps. Washes hummed synergy. Fees from cars repaid gear, suds revolved endlessly. Total debt service 28% of revenue. Cushion vast. Emotional symphony. Pride in orchestration, knowing one loan feeds another's fire. Residential power stacking. First mortgage, second trust for down on next door. Cash out refi seeding third. Sophia orchestrated 3. Starter home mortgage cleared. HELOC funded quadplex down. Rents blanketed it. Refi cashed $120,000 equity for retail strip seed. Portfolio pulsed. Duplex paid HELOC, strip serviced refi, starter deeded free. Debt to income 32%, freedom's margin breathed easy. Visualize stacks like organ pipes. Low tones anchor, highs harmonize, risk mortar tempers. Debt service coverage ratio above 1.25x every layer. Model cross defaults. One loans hiccup ripples. Fortify reserves 6 months, all payments. Theo stacked aggressively sans buffer. Mortgage 2 Helix line, vacancies struck, cascade defaults loomed. Lesson carved, ladder sequentially, prove first layers metal before second. Emotional guard, sleep test stacks, nightmares signal overreach. Layer personal, with business wisely. Unsecured line for bridge cash, secured against receivables. Mirrors consulting stack, business term for software. Line against invoices 80% advance. Clients paid, line repaid term. Personal HELOC emergency only, never tapped for ops. Boundaries preserve. Business debts tax deductible, personal not. Spiritual alignment stacks mirror life's roles. Foundation, family, towers, purpose, spires legacy. Advanced cathedrals blend. Portfolio lines against net worth. Umbrella over properties. Javier stacked net $1 million portfolio line at 4.5% against rentals. Umbrella $2 million ability shield. Acquisitions accelerated. Risks ring-fenced. But ascend gradually, prove 100K stack before millions. Networks blueprint. Mastermind groups share schematics. Pitfalls dodged. Ritualize construction. Monthly stack audits. Coverage ratios, equity taps, refi windows. Journal builds, AidLock Layer 2 live rents, rose 18%. Scout synergies quarterly. What layer serves this asset next? Thousands stack now. Elena's quads, Ramon's washes, fortresses dotting skylines. Strength settles. You've mortared courses. True. Ramparts unbreached. Yet fortresses thrive, not just on walls, but Uncle Sam's hidden reinforcements, tax shields multiplying every brick's worth. In Chapter 9, we unlock tax hacks. Alchemy turning stone to silver. The towers climb higher. Mortar with... Chapter 9, Uncle Sam's hidden alchemy. Step into a shadowed alchemist chamber, flickering torches casting gold on bubbling crucibles where leaden loan costs transmute into shimmering silver, tax codes whispering ancient spells, turning burdens into boons under government's unseen hand. Vials labeled deductions, credits, deferrals glow with promise, each drop reclaiming chunks of your borrowed gold. You hold the philosopher's stone right now, listener, palm warm with its power. Feel the elixir stir. My voice pours the formula, stir true, and loans shrink while fortunes swell. No more tribute to the crown without return. Alchemy reclaims your realm. The chamber awakens. Brew with me. This chapter's elixir distills the arcane. Tax hacks transmute interest from pure cost to sheltered gain. Deductions slashing taxable income. Credits erasing bills outright. Governments incentivize growth. Your strategic borrows qualify as elixirs, reclaiming 20–40% via shields. It's not loophole luck, it's law's lantern, illuminating paths where others pay full toll. Emotional gold flows here. Gratitude for system-serving savers, empowerment surging like refined ore. Feel the stone pulse, your alchemist, not apprentice. Fortunes await refinement. Mortgage interest deduction pause first. Primary homes up to $750,000 debt. Rentals unlimited against income. Sophia's $400,000 duplex loan at 4%, $16,000 yearly interest, deducted fully, slicing $4,800 taxes at 30% bracket. Her tenants paid the loan, Uncle Sam refunded the toll. Emotional rush. Homer's sacred forge, not just shelter. Leia points prepaid 2 points on $300,000 mortgage. $6,000 upfront buys deduction. Effective rate drops 0.4%. Amortize over life, cash flow breathes freer. Rental alchemy elevates. Depreciation phantom shield. 27.5 years residential. Structures where annually tax-free. Ramon's $500,000 quadplex. $18,000 yearly non-cash deduction against rents, taxes zeroed despite $80,000 cash flow. Recapture on sale, on 131 exchange rolls into bigger brews, deferring forever. Emotional depth. Assets decay on paper, thrive in reality. Legacy compounds unseen. Business loans transmute deepest. Section 79 expensing blasts. Equipment costs upfront, $1.2 million limit. Tractors to laptops deducted. Day 1, Lena's $80,000 bakery ovens, gone from taxes instantly, $24,000 saved. Bonus depreciation 80% first year on new assets. Solar arrays, delivery fleets vanish fast. Interest deducts 2 against profits. Theo's truck stack. $150,000 fleet expensed, taxes slashed $45,000, reinvested in roots doubling revenue, spiritual echo, creation's tools blessed, labor light. Student debt reprieve stirs hope, income-driven forgiveness. After 20-25 years, public service, payments capped 10% discretionary, or employer assistance, up to $5,250 tax-free yearly. Mira's nursing loans, $60,000 principal. PSLF forgave post-10 years clinics. Interest never taxed. Emotional healing. Education's debt dissolves, serving souls. Home office elixirs for entrepreneurs. Square footage percentage deducts mortgage chunk. Utilities repairs. Javier's 300 square foot studio in 2,000 square foot home, 15% of $2,000 monthly PTI, $3,600 yearly shield. Strict rules exclusive use, principal place, pair with HELOC interest, if business funded. Advanced opportunity zones defer capital gains via distressed property loans exclusions after 5 years. Credits crown the brew. Dollar for dollar subtractions. Solar investment tax credit, 30% outright on panels borrowed for farms. Low-income housing credits for rentals, yields soaring post-subsidy. Electric vehicle loans qualify $7,500 credit if business use. Diego's delivery vans, $45,000 fleet credit atop deductions, effective cost halved. Guard the cauldron. Document ruthlessly. Receipts, logs, software like QuickBooks. CPAs transmute complexity. $500 fee saves $5,000. Audit proof, separate business banks, mileage apps. Emotional right, quarterly tax projections. Wins journaled, depreciation saved $2,100. Freedom funds grow. Ritualize alchemy. January, maximize 79 planning. April, rental schedules filed flawless. October, prepay points before hikes. Networks share spells. Forums unearth zone deals. CPA referrals. 1,000 brew now. Sophia's refunds. Ramon's zeros vaults overflowing. Elixir simmers complete. Costs transmuted. Gold reclaimed. Yet alchemical fortresses face gales. How attune radars to storms brewing unseen. In Chapter 10, we sharpen risk radars. navigating winds that test every brew. The cauldron steadies. Stir onward with me. Chapter 10. Risk Radar. Navigating the storms. Lightning cracks the midnight sky as you stand at your ship's helm, waves crashing like thunder, sails straining against gales that howl secrets of hidden reefs and rogue currents. One blind turn, and timbers splinter. Attuned ears catch the shift in wind's whisper. Eyes pierce rain to spot breakers foaming white. Your hand grips the wheel right now, listener, heart steady amid chaos. Feel the deck pitch. My voice tunes your radar, blips flashing dangers before they devour. Storms don't sink the vigilant, they forge legends. No more drifting prey, your captain charting safe harbors through fury. The gale sharpens senses, steer true with me. This chapter's compass spins true on risk radar. Every borrow sails potential squalls, job tempests, rate surges, market maelstroms, but foresight builds arcs, turning threats to tailwinds, reserves cushion, diversification steadies, monitoring pivots fast. It's not fear's freeze, it's wisdom's wakefulness. Emotional anchor holding firm when seas rage. Feel the wheel respond. Your navigator now, horizons clear beyond the spray. First blip, liquidity lifeboat. 6 months, all debt payments in liquid fort. Not locked assets, cash, money markets, short treasuries. Sophia's $4,000 monthly stack demanded $24,000 raft. Downturn hit. Rentals lagged 2 months. She floated serene. Refinanced calm. Contrast Ramon. Reserves skimpy. Illness sidelined. Payments cascaded late. Credit scorched. Emotional truth. Sleep's depth measures your raft. Toss nightly. Pump it full. Concentration sirens wail next. Never 50% eggs, one basket. Rentals, mixed single-family, multis, commercial. Across zip, rebirths. Victor-piled coastal condos. Hurricane-clawed values 40%. Loans underwater, diversified geographies. Sectors, Lena's portfolio. City quads, suburban laundries. Rural farms, weathered recessions. Staggered. Business borrows. Customers plural, suppliers multiple. Feel balance tilt right. Radar pings overload, course correct. Rate rise radar sweeps variable debts. ARMS lines tied to LIBOR echoes. Cap them or fix before Fed roars. Theo's 5 trio unarm on flip uncapped. Reset double payments, sale rushed low. Lesson, hybrid horizons match hold periods. Ladders fixed terms stagger maturities. Inflation hedge. Shorts lines longs mortgages. Floaters rise with costs. Fixed lock gains. Mirror laddered. 5-year equip. 10-year 8. 20-year prop blips buffered surges. Occupancy usage storms brew. Rentals model 90% max. Vacancies budgeted 10%. Commercial, tenant leases staggered. Escalators built. Diego strip stacked short leases rolling. Anchor fled, but backups filled seamless. Ecom gear loans. Inventory turns tracked quarterly. Emotional right. Walk empties weekly. Feel pulse. Silent halls scream pivot. Macro radar scans horizons. Yield curve inverts. Recession whispers. Unemployment spikes. Delinquencies crest. Apps pulse data. Fred economic feeds. Case-Shiller trackers. Javier monitored 207 echoes. Refined pre-peak. Scooped foreclosures cheat personal blips too. Health screens annual. Job diversifies skills. Spiritual calm. Storms cycle eternal. Radars eternal too. Pivot protocols arm you. Blip vacancy. Rent slashes targeted. Incentives flash. Rate creep. Refi windows pounce. Reserves dip. Side gigs surge. Elena's playbook. Duplex tenant ghosted. Airbnb pivot netted 20% premium 3 months. Reserves refilled. Stress models quarterly. Rents drop 30%, rate size 2%, survive. Excel sales it. No surprises sink. Insurance shields radar blind spots. Umbrellas over stacks. Keyman policies business. Disability riders, personal. VO uninsured delivery rig wrecked. SBA called due. Layer D&O if LLCs. Emotional guardrail. Annual policy audits, brokers independent loyalty to coverage, not sales. Ritualize sweeps. Dawn scans. Reserves check. Occupancy logs. Weekly economic headlines. Portfolio yields. Monthly full stress sims, journaled. Networks amplify. Investor pods share blips. Coastal flood risk. Rising. Diversify north. Thousands captain now. Sophia's calm, Javier's scoops. Legends born in gales. Radar hums complete. Storms mapped. Ships seaworthy. Yet victories whisper. Escape hatches. How charts swift harbors. Shedding sails for shore. In Chapter 11, we craft exit strategies. Borrows to boundless freedom. The stars align clearer. Helm with me. Chapter 11. Exit strategies. Borrow to freedom. Imagine chains forged of finest steel, once binding wrists and ankles in cold captivity, now glowing cherry red in a roaring forge. Hammer falls deliberate, links shattering one by one, sparks flying like liberated stars. You stand at the anvil right now, listener. Muscles taut with the swing, sweat beading as freedom's song echoes in each strike. Feel the last link groan and snap. My voice hands you the hammer, wield it true, and loans dissolve into dust, leaving only boundless skies. No more prisoners to paper. You're the blacksmith of unshackled horizons. The forge blazes. Swing with me. This chapter's hammer strikes at the heart of escape. Every loan demands a pre-planned exit, acceleration rituals turning years into months, windfalls and strategies catapulting you debt-free. Freedom isn't accident, it's engineered, emotional ecstasy cresting when final payments clear. Reserves compound here, peace profound as chains fall. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders. You're no longer debtor, you're liberator, charting paths to pure ownership. Refinance ladder's first rung, shorter terms crush principal faster. Sophia's 30-year duplex mortgage at 3.8%, swapped to 15-year at 3.2%, monthly same, but 9 years shaved $150,000 interest slain. Emotional surge, title deeded outright by 48, legacy lock cash out. Only if rates drop 1% plus and break even under 24 months. Theo refied portfolio pulled $80,000 equity tax-free for next seed. Rates locked lower eternal. Bi-weekly barrages multiply strikes. Half payments every 2 weeks equals 13 full months yearly. Alchemy on amortization. Ramon's $300,000 mortgage. Bi-weeklies chipped 5 years off. $60,000 interest dust. Auto debit setups flawless. No miss. Momentum builds. Roundup ritual. $1,500 payment to $1,050 yearly. Snowballs principle. Leaner rounded commercial line paid off 2 years early. Cash flows freed for family sabbatical. Feel rhythm pulse. Habits hammer harder than willpower alone. Windfall weapons strike swift. Bonuses, inheritances. Sales dumped. Principal only. No prepay penalties scouted up front. Mira's art flip netted $40,000. Slammed truck loan balance. Owned fleet by year-end. Deliveries, debtless, delight. Tax refunds, same arc. $3,000. Federal straight to smallest debt snowball. Emotional fire. Gratitude turns gusts to gales, clearing skies. Debt avalanche avalanches high rates first. 18% cards before 4% mortgages. Math merciless. Diego stacked. Personal 12% avalanche first. Interest bleed stanched $4,000 yearly. Snowball souls. Smallest balances first for victory dopamine. Isabella cleared five $500 cards. Momentum crush $25,000 beast. Choose your forge, numbers or nerve. Both temper freedom's edge. Hybrid hammers blend. Recast mortgages midterm lump principal. Reset payments lower. Javier recast post bonus $50,000 drop. Reset $300 monthly lower. Acceleration intact. Lines of credit tactical draw low interest bridge to consolidate high beasts. Repay aggressively. Emotional wisdom. Celebrate milestones. Third card dust. Air tastes sweeter. Laddering liberates sequences. Short-term lines. Fund flips. Profits pay long mortgages. Elena laddered HELOC to duplex mortgage. Rental stabilized. HELOC cleared. Mortgage next. Sell to payoff flips. Borrow flips yielding 25% plus. Proceeds extinguish origin loans. Theo flipped 3 homes sequentially. Final sale cleared starter mortgage. Nest egg born. Spiritual forge resonates. Chains mirror ego's illusions. Borrow light. Shed heavy. Ancient pilgrims. Fasted freedoms. You fast debts. Ritualize swings. Monthly hammer journals. Principal down $2,100. 1 link fewer. Apps track progress visually. Gauges filling to 0. Visualize cleared statements nightly. Title yours. Sleep sovereign. Networks sharpen hammers. Accountability pods. Windfall lands. Where strikes. CPA's spot recast windows. Thousands swing now. Sophia's 48 debt-free Ramon's bi-week bliss. Forges quieting worldwide. Anvil rings complete. Chains shattered. Skies endless. Yet freedom whispers legacy. How scale cleared fields into dynasties spanning generations. In Chapter 12, we ascend to scaling. Legacy wealth eternal. The hammer rests. Horizons beckon. Forge onward with me. Chapter 12. Scaling to legacy wealth. Perch with me atop a solitary peak at first light, surveying valleys once barren, now quilted with emerald fields, rivers carving silver paths, villages stirring below your first humble seed planted years ago, borrowed rain awakening roots that now shade empires. Wind carries echoes of children's laughter from distant halls you built, timeless stone whispering your name through generations. Feel the summit air thin and pure right now, listener, chest swelling with the vista you've earned. My voice fans the winds glide higher, where single victories cascade into dynasties. Loans birth this realm, scaling sustains it eternal. No more lone climber, you're the mountain maker. The legacy unfurls, ascend with me. This final chapter crowns the journey. Scaling transmutes cleared debts and proven plays into exponential legacies, reinvesting surplus into vast plays, networks, multiplying reach, wisdom compounding across bloodlines. Freedom isn't endpoint, it's launchpad, emotional pinnacle where gratitude meets grandeur. You've borrowed smart, now grow fast into immortality. Feel the peak call your soul. You're no peak scaler, you're range creator. Horizons birthing horizon. Reinvestment rockets first. Debt-free assets. Spit surplus. Duplexes yield 1,000 faint at Aldrin monthly net. Funnel 70% into next seed, 20% reserves, 10% self-gift. Sophia cleared her triplex. $90,000 yearly cash flow seeded 5-unit tower. Rents quintupled. Paid crew managing all cycle accelerates. Profits fund syndications, your sweat equity buying shares, sans cash. Emotional fire, watching towers rise on yesterday's foundations, hands clean of hammer. Franchise flames, scale souls. Master one coffee cart, debt-free. Borrow conservatively for territories, operators rowing under your banner. Ramon's single wash cleared. $200,000 ESBA, scaled 12 locations. Central ops oversaw. Royalties, rivers eternal. Systems standardize. Ops manuals, training pods, POS, syncing revenues real-time. Feel the machine hum. One vision, 100 hands, legacy livers, effortless. Syndications summon tribes. Pool networks for million-dollar multifamily. Your 20% general partner, sweat steering. Limited's fund rest. Lena syndicated 48-unit complex, $2 million raised. Her track record lured investors. 18% preferred returns to them, 25% promote to her post-hurdle. Fees layered, acquisition 2%, asset management 1% annual. Emotional bond, building not alone, but with believers in your blueprint. Digital dynasties, digitalize, jet-free course platform, scale funnels, JV partners, affiliate armies. Tara's Wellness Series cleared loan, $50,000 borrowed for ad mastery sales, auto-scaled globally. Evergreen funnels compounding 40% monthly, memberships lock loyalty, $97 monthly tiers, upsell seamless, spiritual echo, voice echoes, immortal, borrowed bytes, birthing believers worldwide, mentorship multiplies. Teach your dance masterminds charging $5,000 yearly. Cohorts applying your stacks live. Javier's Investor Circle, 20 alumni now syndicating billions. Referral rivers endless. Family forges deepest. Trusts hold assets. Kids shadow deals summers. Apprenticeships instill. Mira, gifted sons duplex keys at 25 cleared by their hands. Grandkids college funded. Emotional crest, seeing eyes light with your fire, chains of wisdom unbroken. Guard scales summit, hires before empires crack. CEO shadows your vision, CFO radars risks. Legal scaffolds, LLCs ring-fence plays, estate plans perpetual. Philanthropy peaks, donor-advised funds from surpluses. Impact mirroring ascent, ritualize reigns. Quarterly legacy audits. What scales this win tenfold? Journals chronicle, first syndication closed. Bloodline branches, networks are oxygen up high. REA chapters birth, JV partners, conferences unearth, franchise kings. Podcasts platform wisdom. How I scaled from Haylock to Holdings. Thousands summit now, Sophia's skyline, Ramon's royalties, ranges rippling eternal, peak fulfillment crowns you. Ranges conquered, legacy breathing. You've walked from chasm's edge to dynasty's dawn, loans loyal steeds, not shackles, borrowed smart, grown fast, free forever. Finale, wings unfurled, breathe deep the summit air. Listener, journeys are complete from shadowed cliffs to sun-kissed peaks. Every chapter a step, reclaiming loans as wings, not weights. Feel chains dissolved, radars attuned, stacks sovereign, alchemy golden, exits engineered, scales soaring. This truth etches eternal. Mindset ignites, discernment divides, leverage launches, rates reigned, scores supreme, assets rooted, symmetries stacked, taxes transmuted, risks navigated, freedoms forged, legacies launched, transformation pulses alive in you now. Carry these embers, audit one loan today, refi ripe, hunt one asset weekly, project flows exceeding costs 25%. Forge, score rituals daily, payments sacred, utilization light, stack one layer quarterly, coverage 1.3i. Journal nightly. What seed serves tomorrow? Wings beat strong, fly empires, teach tribes, Live legends. Your story echoes through time. Thank you for summiting with me.